So basically, where we're at with everything else now, as much as I want to get this baby into the barn for repairs, I can't. Another delay. So this part of the boardwalk I have repaired. It's got a steel subframe underneath. Timbers were rotten, so I've replaced that and replaced all the top timbers. And with these top timbers, I linseeded them several coats both sides before I fitted them. And now I've got to continue with the rest of the boardwalk. This area here with the grids and the lighting in, the timbers have gone, but it's bedded on gravel, so there's no urgency for that other than retaining edges, doing, you know, no urgency anyway. But this, I've replaced the tops on this once, didn't treat them, stupid me, so they're starting to go through. But the reason being that they started to go through is because we're rotten. It's like gone. It's like a sponge. It's gone. Put this down 10 years or so ago, and it's just gone now. So the idea is to replace this with steel subframe, but in all honesty, I mean, I thought I was going to get away with these two pieces, patch up another piece, couple of pieces. You can see I've linseeded these, but I'm not going to get away with it. So yeah, I'm not going to get away with it. So the dilemma I'm in is, do I build a steel subframe? Yes, I do, but I haven't got time. And I just haven't got time. I've not got all the steel. I've got some of it, get the job going, but I need to do this, get it down. So I'm going to go to the builders and merchants when they open and fetch some timbers for a new subframe. I can get that down in half a day. Well, I could do about 10 years ago, but you know, I'm going to, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to put them. So let's see how easy this comes up. Like, try and save as many boards as I can. I'm going to try and get them in drying, so that I can treat them. They should dry out quite quickly. Should promote Rayburn. So got that up. Came up very easily, obviously, you see. A lot of this timber's gone. It's gone. I don't think a bean of it's worth saving, so I'll leave it to dry out and use it as burning timber. So I shall stack it to dry, and it'll be dry enough through for next year, and it'll be our fast burning, get radiators hot and Rayburn. So that'll be that. I've had a thought about, is it polypropylene? God knows. They're making fence panels, posts and gravel boards out of it now, and decking. Can't think what it's called, but that's what comes to mind. I'm going to check to see how much that is, and whether it's worth me doing that, because that won't rot and it'll be faster. So just wondering if I can do that. Morning, another day. In fact, an entire day in between gone since I started the boardwalk. Reason being, it absolutely wazzed it down, as would say where I come from, all day, and we used the opportunity to go off and buy some subframe material, and I've bought it in, and this is what I've got. I'm just going to flip you around. So this is what I've got, some composite timbers, brown ones and black ones. They ran out of brown. I took the remainder of the brown. They're lightweight, they're strong, sturdy. So yeah, it's going to make such an easy job, because when I actually built, well, let me just say first, I am still tidying the barn. The sacks of rubbish and things will go in the trailer, because it's been raining and I don't want that and all the cardboard which is stacked in the classroom, you know, little finishing little bits to do, bathroom windows, stained glass windows to finish. Yeah, so I have got, still tweaking, put it that way. So these are, what are they? 2.2 meters long. The black ones are 2.4. So we're obviously going to build it on its edge like this, and the actual boardwalk is 800 mil or 80 centimeters wide. So we're just basically having a centimetre hang off each side. So I shall make this boardwalk frame, subframe, 78. So get a couple of pieces in. Sticky labels on the inside. So 78 less the width of these, which are 5 centimetres, 3, which is 5, so that's 10 centimetres, 3 wide, sorry, so, yeah, 3, so the middle, so that's 6 centimetres off, so 72, the year I was born, 72. Should give us our 80. I'll check it. 72 internal. Chunk out. That's not going to work. So the summer house, it's in winter mode at the moment, storing tables, legs and tops and chairs, what have you. But the summer house we built really within the first year or so of having bought the house, so it stood some time. But the roof's leaking on this side here, so it needs to be sorted because it's dripping through to the decking. So also the floor's going. So while I'm waiting for all the beams, subframes to dry, I'm going to look on what is the next job, because look, boink, and customers pass through here, and so it might have to be a quick fix for now in terms of supporting the floor underneath there. There's something I'm going to look at. This one's loose too. Oops. Let's imagine they all want a bit of a, yeah, they all want a bit of a fix. So I'm going to investigate. So we've got a couple of boards up, fully rotten down there, absolutely gone. It's a lot drier in here. It's starting to get mouldy and what have you. But yeah, it's well, I'm going to go to the timber merchant in a bit, builders merchant in a bit. We've got one in the town, in the village. So just going to replace this front edge, possibly this front edge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the decking from where the furthest corner point there. Doesn't mean I've got to take this tabletop out, but I'm going to strip it back and see, because I need to get to here at least, and I'm not 100% sure what's happening here or at my feet. So just got to get on with it, you know. So here we have first half stripped. Yeah, so this is going to be a building of two halves, I think, because I'm not clearing all of that lot out today. What I need, because it's got to stay dry, so what I need is to build this subframe independently from the back. So here we have it. I've got everything cut, and everything ready to paint with bitumen. I sort of know which order they're all in, but it don't matter. Just got them all propped up to get some air circulation. I'm just going to get them drying off for a few days, because it keeps showering outside and they keep getting wet, you know, as I've been laying them out. Yeah, just to air dry them a bit, so they're ready to go. So basically, where we're at is I've cut the noggins for the. So those are the ladders, that one there and that one over there, that still both got pieces of wood to go into. But they're the things I've bought out. I've got a raindrop dropping on my screen here. So then I've squared them up and I've cut the noggins for here. They're not fitted, but just to give you an idea. And then these here. So once you've got those in, you'll see there's a ladder system. I've got to cut the ends of these for the angles. I've marked them up. I've marked up for yonder and this side. So that I'll leave these down for the minute. Then I shall cut those in. Obviously cutting this in. Same this end, and then I shall measure the noggins there, and they're going to be cut slightly at an angle at one end, at the other end. And then we've got kit form, and then I can allow it to dry another day and paint it, because I'm getting water on it. So yeah, so good. So just want to give you updates where I am. Obviously it's got to come off the floor and be fastened and stuff when it's, you can see the difference in the height. Couldn't get any 4x2, 100x50. I'd have to have gone further afield, but anyway, it's be alright. I'll put supports in, take the bounce out. So yeah, so we're okay. So at least we're gonna it's only taking me a couple of hours to do this, so it's good. I mean, I've built many things decking in my time, so for show gardens and what have you. Yeah, so anyway, so next step, I'm going to cut those bits.
So I finished potting on and splitting and tidying up all the herbaceous perennials in the top tunnel. That's done. There's some more work to do in there, but I need a change of activity because my back's hurting. So I'm looking at the end of the polytunnel where it used to be a potting area, but I don't use it anymore. Now we've got an outdoor potting area that's got a roof over it. And this just used to be covered in loads of pots, boxes full of labels, stuff that I didn't know what to do with. It was just piled up, and there were a lot of mice living in this end of the polytunnel as well. So I've cleared it all out, I've scrubbed it all down and disinfected it. And what I want to do now is to turn these into benches for growing on, really, for growing on young plants that I've propagated. They'll be tucked away nicely at the back of the tunnel because at the moment they're taking up space in my sales area. But I want to make the most of the space and extend this part of the bench, which will be my first job. Then I'm going to need to put some capping on all the way along so that I can then line it with capillary matting, and then when I water them, the water won't just drain straight off. I've also got these grow lamps. These will run off 12 volts. They've got a little USB connection at the end. We don't have any electricity up here. In fact, we're completely off-grid. We have some solar power, which powers the pump for watering. All the water we have is rainwater collected from the roofs of all the various tunnels and outbuildings. So I bought these because you can use them on 12 volts, and I want to try and make a growing on area where young seedlings and things will have a little bit of protection, so they're not coming straight out of the propagator into the sort of open space here. So I've had to order a cable to extend the USB to my little outlet that comes from the solar panel, but that's not coming till tomorrow. So for now I'm going to work on the benches and see see if I can figure these out over the weekend. At the moment I've got 2 little propagators, which I've also got some little LED 12 volt lights in, grow lights. This one's empty at the moment. It'll soon fill up, and it's got a slightly bigger one here, which it's not full. A few cuttings that I've overwintered. Again, this one will fill up quite quickly. These LED lights I probably need to replace actually. They don't look very much in the daylight, but you can literally see this propagator glowing right down at the bottom of the garden when it's dark at night. So it slightly raises the temperature in here, and it gives them the right wavelengths of light to promote root growth and top growth. So it works quite well. But when the seedlings and young cuttings come out of there, I need some space to grow them on where they are a little bit protected. So that's my plan. So I'm extending this bench so that it's the same depth as these two. And so I'm going to line this with plastic first of all, so that will retain the water, and then I'm going to put some capillary matting on top, which will act like a bit of a sponge, and it'll keep the root zone damp. It'll keep water at the root zone, and on top of that I'm going to put some microporous film, which stops the roots actually rooting into the capillary matting. Although things won't be on here for a long time, so that might not be a problem, but it keeps the matting clean as well. Then I've got to think about framework. I don't have any more polycarbonate that I've used for my other propagators, so it might just have to be some sort of transparent plastic tent, something like that. I'll probably need to go in the barn and rummage around for some materials, and that might be tomorrow's job. So I have decided on just a wooden frame, because that means it can be a bit more versatile. I can take it apart when I don't need a propagation area here. I can just use it as a normal bench, and it'll be the most simple to install as well. So I've got a few bits to start with, and then I've got to figure out, there's going to be a gap at the back, how am I going to fill that. So I'm going to put these in place and then work it all out as I go along, really. So it's a very wet Sunday. I really wanted to go and finish my propagator in the polytunnel, but it's raining so hard, it's so noisy in there. So I'm making my plant labels, or some of them anyway. Got a bit of a production line going here. These I've got to cut into individuals and then put them through the laminator. This is the pile that I've already done. Oh, there's probably about 100 in there. These have then got to be cut in half and put onto label sticks. It's really tedious.